So that is episode 19 of the Tamiya 148 scale F-4B Phantom build. Hello, this is BJ from Hearns Hobbies and welcome to part 19 of the Tamiya F-4B Phantom build. So here is our Phantom right there. It's been looking like one whole piece for quite a while now, but we've been doing a lot of the wash. You notice that on the bottom. There's still quite a lot of wash to clean up. So I'll continue with that. I've glued on the pilot's windscreen. If I put on that angle, you'll probably be able to see it. And you'll see there's tape on it. That was just to hold it in place as I had the clear glue setting, because the clear glue does take some time to set. So I'll probably just pull off that tape now, just to make sure it's all good. This is a section of the windscreen we did already. That had the clear glue as well. Now, of course, if you don't know, the clear glue is a great advantage because where it glues onto clear parts, it doesn't damage it at all. So it's not a welding cement, it's just a surface cement. So it doesn't have the same bond, but it's a good enough bond that it's going to hold it in place unless you hit it really hard. Now, because we want the clarity, that's where the advantage comes in. Just downside is it takes a long time to dry. Okay, let me just pull this tape off. So I'm going to use some of these. These are the bladeless nippers from Guide Hand. I mean, they're handy when you're peeling off things like this. You can use tweezers as well. Okay, they're a similar sort of thing. But these ones give you a little bit of a different feel because you can grip very hard, and it's not tiring on your fingers at all because normally you just use these two fingers. With here, you're using your whole hand. So just grip an edge here, and we just gently pull it off. Okay, so it just comes off like that. Do the other side. Now this is just connected onto the sill, which I haven't glued on. And I've done that intentionally so that we can still move this, although I think it has actually set a little bit, which isn't too bad. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's our subassembly. Now subassemblies are very handy because it allows you to still get into spots. And particularly here, we still need to put in the seats and fit other parts to the canopy. So leave that off for the moment because that's a little bit fragile. Pop it there. All right, so I'm going to continue cleaning off some of this wash. We've got some more on, you can just see on that folded wing there and on this horizontal stabilizer. So I'll start by doing that. And we still have all the underneath to go. And then I'll do some more construction on the cockpit area and probably fit in the pilots and the seats as well. Okay, let me put on my mag visor here. This helps me see what's going on. Okay, and we'll get our thinners ready. All right, so I've got that. Actually, I better go get myself a brush. All right, so let's go the cotton bud. Let's pull it from the top here. All right, so by doing this, the thinner is just going along the tip. Just get a brush here, and I just gently put along. Oh, this has still got lots of paint on it. Actually, that's not much good, is it? Just clean that off. Doesn't really matter that there's a bit of paint here. All right, so it's mainly the thinner that we're interested in. All right, so I'm just going to get into it here. All right, so you see all of this inside of this folded wing. Just rub it across the top. Now we want to just gently rub it across the top because we don't really want to take any of the wash that's already in the panel lines. If we applied too much thinner, it could enter the panel lines, reactivate that wash and just take it all off. Which is going to be counterintuitive because that means we're just going to have to apply some more wash later. Just means extra work. All right, so there's a few tight parts here which I can't really get to, so we'll use a brush instead. So with a brush you got quite a bit of control. And just glide it across the top, almost like dry brushing, because again you don't want to disturb the wash that's in the crevices. Okay, so that's all cleaned up there. Alright, so that's pretty quick action. Give this another gentle rub. Okay. So there you go. Let's see if I can hold it this angle. You probably see a little bit more detail there. Maybe not. Alright, so from here, let's move on to this horizontal stab. Actually, I better hold it in place because that's a rotating part. Okay, just clean up this side a little bit. Alright, so just across the vertical stabilizer now. You notice that I'm just pulling this across horizontally because it will streak a little bit, and these streaks are going to add towards the overall character of this aircraft, because as they were flying they did get quite dirty. So rather than having smears going up, down, everywhere, but it looks more realistic if we had them in these horizontal sort of streaks. And this one's starting to dry off now, so I need to change the tip shortly. It's getting a bit dirty too, so I'm smearing a bit more than I'd like. But nevertheless, still looking alright. Okay, so the top is practically cleaned. Just needs a little bit more finesse. But we've got the general look. Okay, so we'll move on to the bottom now. Alright, so let's get some more thinner. Get it onto our cotton wool bud. Okay, so let's just start from one end. Going over these sparrows. Alright, so just after I've gotten closer, I can see some areas which I've missed. Well, that's always going to happen. There's so much fine detail on this. But it's not a problem, you can always go back to it at any time. Get a brush in here. Cleaning off this big blob that was left there last time. Okay. This is just putting a few streaks onto the nose cone, just to tie in the feel of the streaks all the way across this, because the nose cone is pretty clean looking. Okay, let's just keep doing bottom here. Okay, so that's this section done on the bottom. Again, we still need to go over it to make it a bit cleaner, but I think that's pretty good. We'll take a bit of a moment to do the rest of the cockpit. So let's just drop in these seats. So these are like a bayonet mount. It's got this T section at the back here. It just slots into a little firewall at the back here. Right, so that's slotted in. Because with the design, you get, some people don't like the pilots, so they leave the pilots out. So you can leave it like that with the seats in. Or we can pop the pilots in there. Okay, so this guy, he's got the arms for the pilot, so he's got one hand on the throttle. We'll drop him in. Right, so he's in there. So I may just leave these guys off without gluing them in, because they do sit very snug. You can see them there. I mean, they're moving around now if I move it at that sort of angle, but if we just had it sitting there, they're actually quite fine. So I might just leave them like that. Let's have a look at how the rest of it looks. So that's with the seal in place. Here's the rear cockpit. You might notice just how these bits are just falling into place. That's just press fit, there's no glue yet. And then this one here as well. Alright, so there's the front windscreen. Alright, there you go. Very nice. Okay, since we've got that together, might as well, let's see, we'll just clean off this refueling probe and get that glued on. Now this drop tank is fairly clean as well from last time, so I'll probably glue that on as well. Actually, have I cleaned up? Oh no, I'll still need to clean up this section before I glue on that. Okay, but I just need to clean up this probe a little bit. Just use this old pad here. So let's use this side. Get the brush in there, it's a bit hard to get to. Okay, this part's a little bit loose here, so let's apply some more glue. Just along there. Okay, I'm trying to see if this mark here is actually a bit of detail, or is that a nub I mixed? No, actually it's just a heavy drop of wash, so it's all off now. Okay, that's good. I think I'll glue this on now. Okay, so I'll apply some glue on this surface directly. Since it's in there, let's just maneuver it so I don't get too close to this clear stuff, because I don't want to mark the clear stuff since we've been so careful. Touch of glue in there, and just towards the back here. Okay, so there's a refueling probe on. Now since I've done that, we might as well put on the access ladder. So it just slides into here, like so. Alright, so let's apply a little glue inside. Okay, access ladder is on. What else we got here? Okay, that's going to go on a bit later. Alright, so from here, I might as well continue cleaning off this stuff here. But before I do that, let's just take these panels off again. Alright, so they're all test fitted fine. I'll just leave those all as sub-assemblies. Actually, that's just come loose now. So I'll probably need some more glue to hold that into place. Alright, so let's just get some clear glue onto that. Alright, so I've got my glue and glaze here. I'll open off the cap just so I've got more control. Dip my skewer into the glue. Just apply a little bit along here. Okay, so I'll leave it on this angle so it can dry straight. I won't worry about the tape this time around because the other side's still glued on and it'll guide this side. So we're not going to get any funky angles, but that should be okay. And I might as well take out my pilots and the seats for the time being. Alright, so this fella can go over there. Actually, the seats will probably stay in place. I don't think they're going to get in the way. Just going to be careful with these bits because I just put on some dangly parts. But we'll continue on. Okay, so these are the old buds I used before. Probably a bit ratty now, so let's get a new one. Alright, and we'll prepare just like we've prepared all the others. Oh, be careful, it's a bit slippery. Alright, so let's go towards the bottom here. I'll clean off this center section so I can get my drop tank in. Just cleaning off this big dollop of wash that fell onto here. So it's a bit stubborn, but with a little bit of time it'll all come off. There we go. Okay, I guess as long as I clean off the areas where drop tank's going to be, I can get to the other parts later. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's just check this drop tank. All right, that's looking all right. All right, I think I'm happy with all that. So I'm going to start gluing that in. There's a guide fin here, so I'll apply some glue on that first. And then a couple of locating pins here. Right, so drop tanks in. A little bit of glue on a couple of stabilizing struts at the back. And now a bit of glue all across the join. It's a bit hard to get in here. No, just have to rely on that. That should be pretty permanent. Right, drop tank in place. Let's see how it's sitting. All right, that's good. So it's sitting on the undercarriage. There's no wheels on it yet, but it's not touching the ground, which is the way it should be. All right, from here, we're just going to keep cleaning away. All right, so we're done practically this section. Actually, I haven't done anything in the undercarriage well on the front, so let's just clean this up. Okay. Now let's start doing around here. I've got the side winders to do.
I should have grabbed some Leicester stuff. Here's the problem with that cream, it's malfunction. Okay.
Okay, I've got those side winders done. Now I'm going to be doing this a little bit rough and ready. So I'm thinking probably only give it one more installment because it is already so close. And basically all I'm just going to be showing you any further is just more refinement in cleaning off the wash. So with one more installment, I will show you how I do polish off a bit more, probably across the top so it's easy for you to recognize. And then I'll probably do the rest of it off camera. And you'll be able to see the sort of result we get from this. It's a pretty quick build. Quick wash too, I guess, because the whole idea is showing you how well this particular kit fit together, because no filler has been used at all, just a little bit of cleaning up on some of the parts. And this wash is basically to show off all the surface detail that's been molded in this kit. Okay. Well, I'm going to use the other side of this cotton wool bud now. You can see how I haven't used a lot of cotton wool buds. You can go pretty far with just the one, because as long as the thinner is on, it will still be activating wash and taking it off. Now this is the undercarriage that I repaired, so that's still a little bit loose here because I haven't fixed it in place yet. Alright, it's pretty heavily used now. It's getting caught up in a few little dags of pointy parts here, so it's just stretching out the cotton wool, so this particular bud's not lasting that long. Still managed to remove quite a lot of material though. No, it's feeling pretty sad now. Alright, let's prepare another one. You notice that I brush on the thinner each time. You don't want to dip the whole bud inside the thinner because it'll just flood the whole surface. You just only want a touch of thinner so that as you're rubbing, it's only taking off all the high sections of the wash. Okay, all right, let's do this side of the wing. Okay. All right, time for the engines to get a little bit of attention. Okay, let's just get some more thinner on a fresh side. Almost there, just got the tail area to do. Okay, let's have a quick look around. A couple areas here. Alright, just have a quick look around, see if there's any parts I've missed. It's a little bit smeary, I'm not going to really worry about it. I think it's looking all pretty good. Side of this pylon. But yes, so I think we're going to finish this off with one more session. That's going to be session 20. That'll be practically 20 hours of work. No filling, just glued, a little bit sanding, wash applied. Okay, let's just check the top here. Okay, so next one I will show you how I do clean up the rest of this smearing. I'll just concentrate on the top, then you'll get the idea of what it's going to look like. I'll do the rest of it off camera. Probably be another couple of hours of work just to get this nice and clean. But next time around we'll glue on the wheels, get all the cockpit all ready. That's practically done as well. There's a few little clear parts that we'll just glue into various spots, and that's it. So there we go. So that is episode 19 of the Tamiya 148 scale F-4B Phantom build. So here we go. We've got the refueling probe that's been put in place. The cockpit access ladder's been put into place. We've applied wash all over and cleaned up most of it. Still a little bit rough, but it's looking very, very good. A couple of bits I've missed, but it doesn't really matter. I will catch up with that. The mounting ladder here, I haven't put any wash on that yet, so I'll do that again. Drop tacks on, and that's it. So there we go. So thanks for watching again, and I look forward to seeing you in part 20, which is going to be the final episode of this particular build. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. So there we go. Also, I'll put the seats inside the cockpit. Okay, thanks for joining me.